This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everyone. I'm Paige Cargioli, and my business is Open Heart Holistic Therapy in Tampa, Florida. And I am an EPT practitioner. EPT stands for Emotional Polarity Technique, and it's a totally different approach in emotional health care. Instead of relying on regular talk therapy or medication, EPT relies on the science of forgiveness to help people resolve the unresolved conflicts in their life, so that they can feel happier and healthier and just live with more joy, whatever the circumstances are. So today we have Patty, who has volunteered, and you've done APT before, but I've never worked with you, so this will be fun and exciting. Patty, is it okay if we record this session and post it all over the internet?
All over the internet.
I asked someone the other day.
Love for everyone to know my stories.
I said to someone the other day, I was like, are you okay with this just going viral and being like all over the internet? And she's like, if this is what I go viral for, I guess okay.
This is my 2 moments of fame, sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you for volunteering and for sharing with us. So what I'll do through the session for anybody who's watching is kind of walk you through the parts Patty kind of already knows. So we'll just figure out, what is it that you want to work on today?
That is the $1 million question. So kind of in a nutshell, my whole life, I feel like I'm kind of just like stuck in so many different areas.
Okay.
And I don't know where I'm supposed to go from here. And this has kind of been an ongoing thing for a while.
Well, while being like years or like months?
Well, we're just going to summarize it to 2020 for now, but there's pieces of it that have been further back. But 2020 has been an interesting year where everything's sort of coming together, but yet nothing will move forward.
Okay, so just feeling stuck in your life, in your relationships, professionally, like
yes,
everything?
Yes, and yes.
Okay. Okay.
They all kind of intertwine, which is, I can give you the background on that if you want a quick summary of it.
And then, we were talking yesterday, and you said like you lost your job at the beginning of the year, right? That was even pre-COVID, right?
Yeah.
And you haven't started another job, so.
No, I haven't, and I don't know what I'm looking for. And I keep thinking, oh yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do. And then I just lose all motivation, I guess, to pursue anything. I feel like I'm becoming complacent with just being unemployed and just not working, which is not good.
Okay, so feeling stuck in life, not knowing even what you're looking for, which if you don't know what you're looking for, that would definitely be like a halt.
Yes.
And then just also because you don't feel like you know what you're looking for, you lose motivation. So,
yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So that's a big piece of it. Another kind of chunk of this is that
what do you do?
I was in hospitality, event planning, and sales.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a big
so, and I had kind of decided before I lost my job that I wanted to leave the industry and I needed a fresh change. And they kind of pushed me out, which is fine. But now I'm like, okay, I have a completely clean slate. I could do anything. I could go anywhere, but I have no idea what I'm looking for or where I'm looking.
Okay. Is it not knowing what I want? Is it that you don't really know, or that you're like afraid to take a jump in a certain direction, or you're not sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so it could be you're like in one way it's like I'm not sure, I don't know if I have any desires or wants, but then it's also even if I did, I might be scared to go that way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, there have been a couple opportunities that have popped up, and I get almost like a self-confidence holdback. Like, I don't know if I know what I'm doing to go into that area. Am I going to just try it and then fail? So there's a lot of that kind of playing into it.
So like a loss of self-confidence. Like even with an opportunity.
Yeah.
And was there something else you were going to say, or did we cover it?
No, the other piece of it is like I'm not sure where I should be looking.
Like location
Number
or job? Both.
Well, both, but
Okay.
location I guess is kind of more the piece that I
Oh.
think is playing into this too. Two pieces of that equation. Number one, I have a 9-year-old mother who I feel like I have a lot of obligations to. I feel responsible for her in a lot of ways. So there's a part of me that has a sense of guilt for if I consider leaving and going someplace else. I have a sense of guilt with doing that, and she's outwardly told me that she doesn't want me to move away because I'd be abandoning her. So that feels great.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that. And then the other piece of it is before COVID started and I lost my job, I started dating somebody that lives in a different state. And obviously COVID's played into that. So I have no idea where that relationship truly stands. So there's a part of me that thinks, well, if I want that to work out, I should move in that direction, like literally. But because it's very, I don't want to say unstable, but sort of.
Yeah, everything's kind of unstable.
So I feel like packing up my whole life and moving for somebody that
who knows
may or may not be willing to commit to that is a huge risk too. So I'm like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do.
I'm assuming this person isn't like pressuring you that way in that direction or anything.
Not at all. Yeah. If anything, it's almost like I wish he would.
You're like, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do.
Exactly. And I've kind of outwardly asked, and he's just like,
he's not going to do that. Not in the middle of this.
No. But I want someone to tell me what to do.
Okay.
So Paige, you are responsible for that.
That's what I'm here for. Okay. All right. So there's a lot going on in here, but I mean, ultimately, it's just feeling stuck in life. So do you have magnets or no?
Yes, I do.
You do. Hooray.
I do. Karen made me buy them.
All right. So we're going to do the north side or the blue side or the green side, depending on your magnets.
Black.
Yeah. On your head like this. And we're going to be building rapport, just opening you up. So what you do is you push in and you breathe. So you inhale, and we're going to do that 3 times. So yeah, you're doing it. Breathe in. Yeah. Breathe in. Yeah. And then you put a finger here and a finger right on the sort of base of your skull, and you do the same thing. You kind of pull up and inhale, and then exhale on and release. So breathe in. Okay. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And you can take these down. Now, for anybody who's watching, we use magnets, we use energy in EPT, and if Patty was in person, I would have my hands on her and I would be kind of holding the magnets for her. And doing EPT virtually or online in video or phone is about 80% the same as in person. Of course, I would love to be there for Patty in person, but that's not possible right now. So we do the best so that you can feel better. But there's still benefit, even if we're far away. So, all right, so think about that stuckness. So the other thing in EPT is that I do muscle testing, and again, it's different. I would use Patty's body, right, if she was in front of me, but otherwise I use my own body and I do self-muscle testing to figure out what we're dealing with here. So just think about feeling stuck in your life, and I'm going to check the distress. Like, it's kind of high, like a 9 or a 10. Yeah. Elation, I was checking to see if there's like an elation on the stuckness. It's not high, it's 2. Yeah, 2-ish. Stage of healing is a 2, so feeling anger. So in EPT, there are different stages of healing. It's also similar to stages of grief, but it comes from Barbara Ann Brennan's Light Emerging book. And so the stages of healing are denial, anger, bargain, depression, acceptance, which are the stages of grief. But then there's also light emerging and creation of new life. And in the session, the idea is that we're going to get you through from anger to at least acceptance, hopefully light emerging or creation of new life, so that like we're not repeating patterns or going backwards. When you go through, you're going through transitions all the time in your life, and you can go through the stages quick, you can go through the stages slow, and we're trying to just get you to move hopefully into light emerging. Yeah. Okay, stage of healing 2. Paying attention is weak. I checked blocks to healing as well. So if you're not able to show up, pay attention, tell the truth, or let go, then it's harder to heal. So pay attention is weak. 2 issues. And let's see where we're going. All right, it's yourself. Depression. So again, for anyone who's watching, I'm using a little body chart to see where in the body the emotions are. And this chart isn't unique to EPT, it's actually a chart from acupuncture. So it's various organs in the body correspond with certain pleasant and unpleasant emotions. So I'm just testing to see what those are right now for Patty. So it's depression. So I feel my depression. We're doing, I checked for who or what, and we're getting a what. So I checked job, and job kind of works. So like, well, let's see. Yeah, job, current job, no job. So it's like I'm depressed, but it might also be like a sense of purpose as well. Like I feel depressed because I don't know what my purpose is right now. Is that right?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
Very much so.
Okay. You know what's funny is if I put I feel depressed with my job because I don't have one, that's not weak. But if I put I feel depression with my purpose because I don't have a purpose, that tests weak. So
that makes sense.
So or maybe it's more like you don't like your purpose right now. I don't know.
I don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
so, yeah,
I have
so
no idea what it is.
okay, so yeah. Okay, so my depression with my purpose because I don't have one right now, or you don't feel like you have one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're gonna look for an original time when you felt this. All right, we're doing conception of birth, so in utero. All right, have you done that before? Have you done that before?
Yeah, I think utero has come up before.
Okay. All right, second trimester.
Ooh,
All right.
you can tell that specifically. Wow.
I mean, usually when I do statements, it's just for in utero. I mean, it's 9 months, it's less than a year, so.
Yeah.
And I felt, it's not my depression. Dad's depression. Yeah. Usually it's mom, like you said, thanks mom, but. And
Yeah.
what's funny is your mom, and you talked about your mom, so let's hear.
Right.
Let's see here. And it might be your dad's depression with your mom. So you would be holding on to your dad's depression with your mom.
Okay.
With mom. Okay, dad's depression with mom when you're in utero. I'm assuming they're together, around.
My dad's passed. My mom is still obviously
But
around.
like when you're in utero.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And so what number are you in birth order?
4.
Okay, so are you the last child or? Okay.
Yes.
Were you expected, planned?
You know, it hasn't really been formally discussed, but I would guess that it was not exactly expected.
Are your siblings around also to take care of your mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they, so you guys are all like in the same area?
Yep.
Oh, okay. But she has also expressed to you, and I'm assuming others, like, don't leave me. Like, she needs all of you there.
Just me.
What?
Just me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucky me.
All right. Okay. So I feel dad's depression with mom when I'm in utero. Um, um, do you know if did he have any issues with his job or at that time?
I have no idea.
Okay. What did he do? Or did they both work, or no? Was your dad working and your mom at home, or?
At that time, my mom was just at home taking care of the kids.
Yep.
I'm not 100% what my dad was doing at that time. He was a paper salesman.
Mm-hmm.
And for as long, I don't know the time frame in which he was doing that, but I'm guessing that would have been the job that he was in when I was born.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. I mean, could it be a feeling like he doesn't feel like he has a place in the family for some reason? Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking through, like, it's dad's depression. It's also dad's depression with mom because, or it could also be something like she might not be happy with him working, but also isn't happy with him when he's at home trying to help. Would that be?
There could be some truth there. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm totally speculating, but I mean, having 4 kids,
Yeah.
and there was between me and the oldest, there was an 8-year span, I think.
Oh, whoa.
And my dad was, yeah.
Well, that's
So
so close. That's like every 2 years.
yeah, yeah. Um, so the next one older than me was 3 years older than me. So I don't know. Maybe she felt overwhelmed with having 3 kids to be responsible for, but yet.
Well, and I think she did probably feel overwhelmed, but he felt depressed because he couldn't do anything about it. So
Mm,
like he was doing the best he could, and it wasn't enough. Is
enough.
that,
Yeah,
and which is also what it sounds like you're was currently happening with her too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Like, so okay, dad's depression with mom when I'm in utero because I mean, I don't know, like, you might ask if there's any good story for your being in utero.
Yeah. Bring that up over the next dinner topic.
What was it like being pregnant with me?
Yeah. How
Um,
did you feel?
yeah, so dad's depression with mom, and I don't know, maybe he felt like he was responsible for her overwhelmedness, but then also felt like there was nothing he could do about it. Like,
Yeah, that could be very accurate.
well, what's funny is the feeling almost, it's kind of similar to now, where it's like it's like for him it's like, I want to make this better, and I'm doing everything I can, I think, and it still doesn't budge.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that there could be a lot of truth to that. I think that's maybe a theme that's carried through.
Okay. So I feel dad's depression with mom in utero because, yeah, he can't make her better.
Yeah.
Or make it better.
Hmm.
But it's like he's doing everything he can.
Yeah. That was always the way he was. He gave her everything he could possibly give her.
Okay. All right. So with your magnets, you're gonna put the blue, green, North Pole side on your liver, which is
Where's my
on
liver?
your right side.
Right side. Okay.
And then one on your forehead. And then we're going to breathe 3 times. So it's, I feel my dad's depression with my mom. Well, I'm in utero because he can't make her feel better. And he's doing everything he can. All right. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe out. And Sal, you can take them down. So now my purpose is to make her feel better.
Yes, please.
To make so I think it might just feel stuck, like your job right now is to make your mom feel better, but that will never happen. Like,
Yes.
and so that's why you feel so like locked in. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. All right. So let's see. Is there another emotion? Yes. And then it's mom's sadness. So 1, sadness, mom. Mom's sad because
She didn't want a 4th child.
that's what I was wondering. That's kind of like, but you don't know that for certain. Like you don't know if you were planned or not. Nobody, they weren't like, yes, we're having 4 kids. Like,
I have no idea.
okay. I feel like usually if you're planned, people like tell you. If you're not planned, then they don't tell you.
I think there might be some truth to that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it does work as far as like I'm pregnant and I don't want to be. It might have been a rough pregnancy too. How old was she when she had you?
42,
Woo! So I don't think that's expected.
which back then was really late in the game.
Whoa, okay.
1970s. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it does work. Just like I don't want to be pregnant again.
Oops.
But I'm guessing they just were not expecting it at all. Like,
Okay.
I mean, 40. I mean, at the same time, like, I'm 42 is impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, it works just to say like I don't want to be pregnant. It's not necessarily that she doesn't want you. It's just like I don't want to be pregnant.
Okay.
And it might just be like just hard on her body.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But maybe she felt some guilt about just feeling that way.
Okay.
All right, so okay, so again, the north side on your lung. So
My lung.
it's like, yeah, which is like up here. So
Okay.
like lungs are here.
Oh, other way. Okay.
And then also blue, green, north on your forehead. All right, so
Yeah.
you got it. All right, so and it's I feel my mom's sadness when I'm in utero because she doesn't want to be pregnant. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. All right.
I
And
wonder if
no
she was
fire.
mad at my dad for.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like that could be like there could be a little bit of that. I mean, I think they understand it takes 2 to tango, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
but also I just don't think they expected. I just like who like it's just not very often that people have babies at 42. So
Right.
like even trying. So
Right. Right.
so but it sounds like but she had your brother who's older than you at like 39, so so
Yeah.
I just don't think she wanted to be pregnant. I think it was just hard on her. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she would have been 33 when she had him.
Wait, are there?
He was 8 years. My oldest sibling is 8 years older than me.
But the one that's right above you is only 3
3
years
years older than me.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's the brother that you're referring to. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like she kind of had late pregnancies, but
yeah,
but they were probably really excited about it, and then they like ran out of steam. Like, wow. Okay. All right, now we're gonna do forgiveness statements.
Okay.
So, oh yeah, I'm sorry, audience, for not explaining the magnets when we were doing it over the organs. so because Patty, you've done this or you've seen it done. The magnets go over the organs as a way to disrupt the energy flow in your body and whatever those sort of physical patterns are that are like making you go down this path, or have these feelings, so that we can kind of break them up a little bit and then build it to the way that you want, or build it towards the goals that you want, which is, have it feeling purpose and having motivation and self-confidence wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we're going, but we gotta break it all up first. So we deconstruct and then we construct. All right, so the next part is forgiveness, and what you're gonna do with your magnets. You only have 12. Okay, trauma. I'm testing for trauma as well, which is P2. And basically with trauma, it's just, it's how I know where to put the magnets. And it's also, so if you're in a P2 trauma in utero, it basically means you're just trying to survive. So maybe it was rough. Maybe, I don't know. I have a hard time believing it was like the easiest pregnancy in the world at 42, but who knows? So what that means is that you're going to put the magnets, if you can, hold them on your head like this, the red side, because we want to wake up both sides of your brain. And if you're in phase 2 trauma, it's like a dissociation, you're kind of on automatic. And that might also be how you feel right now with this. You're just like deer in the headlights, I don't know what to do. That's P2 trauma. And so if you get tired of this, because you might, or if you have like a headband or something, you can always stick it on that way. You can yeah,
lean on my couch.
You can also hold the fear release points here, or if you want to hold the magnets, you can hold them like this.
Okay.
With the right hand, right red, and then left green. So,
okay.
Right. That's how I remember. All right, and again, for anyone who's watching, we're working through your dad's depression and your mom's sadness when you're in utero, and it's ultimately to help you not be stuck in life or feel stuck in life. And I have a little card where I follow my statements, but I also do some improv as well. So all right, so you just have to repeat after me.
Okay.
I forgive myself for believing.
I forgive myself for believing.
I have to hold on.
That I have to hold on.
To my dad's depression.
To my dad's depression.
When I'm in utero.
When I'm in utero.
Because he can't make it better for my mom.
Because he can't make it better for my mom.
And he's doing everything he can.
And he's doing everything he can.
And breathe. I forgive myself for believing.
I forgive myself for believing.
I have to take on my dad's depression.
That I have to take on my dad's depression.
As motivation.
As motivation.
To help my mom.
To help my mom.
Feel better.
Feel better.
All right, and breathe. I forgive my mom.
I forgive my mom.
For not paying attention.
For not paying attention.
To how my dad was trying to help.
To how my dad was trying to help.
When I was in utero.
When I was in utero.
And breathe. I forgive myself for believing.
I forgive myself for believing.
Because my dad couldn't make my mom better.
because my dad couldn't make my mom better
when I was in utero.
when I was in utero.
It's my job now.
It's my job now.
Yeah, breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that because my dad thought
that because my dad thought
it was his fault,
it was his fault
my mom wasn't happy.
that my mom wasn't happy.
It's my fault now.
It's my fault now.
And breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that this depression can't change, that my dad's depression can't change
that my dad's depression can't change
until my mom is happy
until my mom is happy
and relaxed.
and relaxed.
Breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
my purpose
that my purpose
is to help my mom feel better
is to help my mom feel better
because she didn't like the way she felt
because she didn't like the way she felt
when I was in utero.
when I was in utero.
I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that my mom's sadness is my fault
that my mom's sadness is my fault
because she didn't want to be pregnant with me
because she didn't want to be pregnant with me
when I was here.
when I was here.
Breathe. I forgive my mom
I forgive my mom
for needing someone or
for needing someone,
or being dependent on someone else,
for being dependent on someone else,
like me or my dad,
like me or my dad,
to make her happy.
to make her happy.
And breathe. I forgive myself
I forgive myself
every time I hurt someone's feelings.
every time I hurt someone's feelings
I'm doing everything I can,
because I'm doing everything I can
and it's not getting better.
and it's not getting better.
And breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
if I can't make my mom better,
if I can't make my mom better,
then I have failed at my purpose
then I have failed at my purpose
and have none.
and have none.
And breathe. I forgive myself
I forgive myself
for focusing solely on
for focusing solely on
paying attention to my mom
paying attention to my mom
and relieving her sadness
and relieving her sadness
before I can feel like I have purpose
like I have purpose
or direction.
or direction.
And breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
I can't feel confident in myself
that I can't feel confident in myself
or see opportunity
or see opportunity
until my mom isn't sad anymore
until my mom isn't sad anymore
and my dad isn't depressed.
and my dad isn't depressed.
And breathe. That's a good one.
These are all good.
I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
my dad has to change
that my dad has to change
and let go of his depression
and let go of his depression
before I can let go
before I can let go
and feel confident
and feel confident
and pay attention
and pay attention
to new opportunities.
to new opportunities.
And breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
my mom has to change
my mom has to change
uh, um, and feel happier in this pregnancy
And feel happier in this pregnancy
before I can let go
before I can let go
and see new opportunities.
and see new opportunities.
Yeah, I'm ready. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that every time I see a new opportunity,
that every time I see a new opportunity,
that just pulls me away from my mom
it just pulls me away from my mom
and what she needs.
and what she needs.
I'm ready. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that if I grow in my life,
if I grow in my life,
that will leave my mom behind.
that will leave my mom behind.
And she'll blame me for her sadness.
And she'll blame me for her sadness.
Like she did my dad.
Like she did my dad.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ooh, that was a good one. It's like you know her, Paige.
I mean, I think you said it all when you explained her her little guilt trip.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I forgive my mom
I forgive my mom
for using sadness
for using sadness
as a way to keep people close.
as a way to keep people close.
Yeah, right. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that my mom's happiness
that my mom's happiness
is dependent on how close I am to her.
is dependent on how close I am to her.
Yeah, right.
Girl.
You're like, but well, that's what she says. That's what she says, but
That's what she said.
she uses it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I think that's probably the elation is her sadness. I mean, like, I guess it is manipulative, but I do think she's genuinely sad about something.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Um,
teach her for not wanting me in the beginning. Mm-hmm.
she needed. She can't admit that she does admit that she needs you, but
Yeah.
I let's see here. I forgive my mom
I forgive my mom
for hurting my feelings
for hurting my feelings
when she didn't want me, or
when
when
she
she
didn't
didn't want
want
to be pregnant with me.
when she didn't want to be pregnant with me.
Yeah, right. I forgive my mom
I forgive my mom
for holding on to sadness,
for holding on to sadness
um, and guilt
and guilt
because she didn't want to be pregnant.
because she didn't want to be pregnant.
And breathe. I forgive my mom
I forgive my mom
for projecting her own guilt
for projecting her own guilt
onto me
onto me
to keep me close.
to keep me close.
Yeah, babe. I forgive my mom
I forgive my mom
for herself.
Oh, can you repeat that when you froze on me?
I forgive my mom for needing to prove herself.
I forgive my mom for needing to prove herself
and prove her love
and prove her love
by telling me she needs me now.
By telling me that she needs me now.
To be close, physically
to
close.
be close.
Yeah.
Physically close.
I forgive myself for believing.
I forgive myself for believing.
I have to be stuck.
I have to be stuck.
the same way my mom and dad were stuck
the same way that my mom and dad were stuck
to have purpose.
to have purpose.
Yeah, right. I forgive myself
I forgive myself
for using my mom's stuckness
for using my mom's stuckness
and sadness
and sadness
as a reason
as a reason
to be stuck
to be stuck
and ignore opportunities.
and ignore opportunities.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I forgive myself for believing,
I forgive myself for believing.
or how about I forgive myself
I forgive myself
for using my mom's sadness
for using my mom's sadness
um, to using my mom's sadness as the reason to prevent my own growth.
as a reason to prevent my own growth.
Yeah, I'm ready. I forgive let's see here. I forgive my mom,
I forgive my mom.
I forgive my dad
I forgive my dad
for hurting my feelings
for hurting my feelings
when he was depressed with my mom
when he was depressed with my mom
and he couldn't make it better.
and he couldn't make it better.
I'm breathe. I give my mom permission to forgive me
I give my mom permission to forgive me
when I blame her
when I blame her
for why I feel stuck
for why I feel stuck
and don't have motivation.
and don't have motivation.
Yeah, I'm breathe. I give my mom permission to forgive me
I give my mom permission to forgive me
for blaming her
for blaming her
for the sadness I feel
for the sadness I feel
when circumstances I don't want happen.
when circumstances that I don't want happen.
Yeah. Like when she was pregnant. So breathe in. I give my dad permission to forgive me
I give my dad permission to forgive me
for blaming him
for blaming him
when I take on his depression
when I take on his depression
to make my mom happy.
to make my mom happy.
Yeah, breathe. I give others permission to forgive me
I give others permission to forgive me
for blaming them
for blaming them
for why I don't feel like I have purpose.
for why I feel like I don't have purpose.
Yeah, breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
I can't have my own purpose
that I can't have my own purpose
separate from helping my mom.
separate from helping my mom.
Yeah, breathe. I um, how about I ask God
I ask God
to forgive me
to forgive me
for idolizing
for idolizing
um, uh, for idolizing it's like for idolizing the for idolizing my mom
for idolizing my mom
and her happiness
and her happiness
above any purpose God might have for me.
above any purpose that God might have for me.
Yeah, and breathe. Yeah. I asked God
I ask God
to forgive me
to forgive me
um, for idolizing my parents' happiness
for idolizing my parents' happiness
and parents' needs
and parents' needs
um, above what God above God's gifts
above God's gifts
that He's given me.
that He's given me.
Remember. Um, I love and accept myself,
I love and accept myself
even when I'm afraid.
even when I'm afraid
To give up making my mom happy.
to give up making my mom happy.
Yeah, and breathe. I love and accept myself,
I love and accept myself
even when I'm afraid.
even when I'm afraid.
Letting go of my mom's sadness
And letting go of my mom's sadness
and my dad's depression
and my dad's depression
would not be good for me.
would not be good for me.
Yeah, and breathe. I love and accept myself,
I love and accept myself
even when I'm afraid,
even when I'm afraid
to be motivated
to be motivated
or pay attention to new opportunity
or pay attention to new opportunity
or have a want
or have a want
without making my mom unhappy.
without making my mom unhappy.
Yeah, and breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
I can't have my own wants
I can't have my own wants
without making my mom unhappy.
without making my mom unhappy.
Yeah, breathe.
Whew.
Um, I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
I can't know what I want
I can't know what I want
um, um, without making my mom unhappy
without making my mom unhappy
or dissatisfied.
or dissatisfied.
Yeah, breathe. I love and accept myself
I love and accept myself
even when I'm afraid.
even when I'm afraid
To know what I want
to know what I want
and to take action
and to take action
might hurt my mom.
might hurt my mom.
Yeah, breathe. I love and accept myself
I love and accept myself
even when I'm afraid.
even when I'm afraid
To know what I want
to know what I want
to take action
to take action
um, might make my mom happy.
might make my mom happy.
Yeah, breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
if my mom is happy,
if my mom is happy
then I won't have purpose anymore.
that I won't have purpose anymore.
Yeah, breathe. I love and accept myself even when I'm afraid.
I love and accept myself even when I'm afraid.
Um, um, Letting go of making my mom happy
Letting go of making my mom happy
would not be good for me.
would not be good for me.
Yeah, breathe. Without this pattern, I am free
Without this pattern, I am free
to to feel relaxed
to feel relaxed
love and happiness,
love and happiness,
not knowing what I want,
not knowing what I want,
or knowing what I want,
or knowing what I want,
even if it makes my mom unhappy.
even if it makes my mom unhappy.
Yeah, and breathe. Without this depression, I am free.
Without this depression, I am free
To pay attention
to pay attention
to what I want
to what I want
or don't want,
or don't want,
and take action in my life
and take action on my life
with confidence
with confidence
when there's opportunity.
when there is opportunity.
Breathe. Without this pattern, my mom is free.
Without this pattern, my mom is free
To feel relaxed,
to feel relaxed,
and joy
enjoy,
when seeing me have purpose
seeing me have purpose
beyond her happiness.
beyond her happiness.
Yeah, right. Without this pattern, I am free.
Without this pattern, I am free
To pay attention to what I want in life
to pay attention to what I want in life
and feel love, forgiveness, and happiness,
and feel love, forgiveness, and happiness
and relaxed.
and relaxed.
Without this pattern, I am free.
Without this pattern, I am free
To love my mom,
to love my mom,
even when I can't make it better for her.
even when I can't make it better for her.
Breathe. Without this pattern, my mom is free.
Without this pattern, my mom is free
To feel, to love me,
to love me,
even though I can't make her happy.
even though I can't make her happy.
Great. Let's see here. Without this pattern, I am free.
Without this pattern, I am free,
And my mom is free.
and my mom is free
To let God be the healer,
to let God be the healer
and be the source of abundant happiness
to be the source of abundant
and
happiness
purpose
and purpose
and motivation.
and motivation.
And read. Without this pattern, I am free.
Without this pattern, I am free
To feel confident in what I can deliver in an opportunity.
to feel confident in what I can deliver in an opportunity.
Instead of like a failure not delivering my mom's happiness.
Instead of a feeling of failure of not delivering my mom's happiness,
Like my dad felt.
like my dad felt.
Without this pattern, I am free.
Without this pattern, I am free
To love myself more.
to love myself more,
Even when I feel stuck.
even when I feel stuck,
Or my mom feels stuck.
or my mom feels
Or
stuck,
my dad feels stuck.
or my dad feels stuck.
Without this pattern, I am free.
Without this pattern, I am free
To pay attention to
pay attention to
and feel confident
and feel confident
in the thousands of opportunities I have.
in the thousands of opportunities that I have.
That I that I can pay attention to now.
That I can pay attention to now. Paige, can we do some forgiveness statements towards my feelings of, I don't know how to word this, like towards my siblings for me not feeling like they can bring my mom.
Oh,
And like, instead of me being the only one responsible
Yeah,
for bringing that to her, that why can't they bring it to her?
I forgive. How about I forgive my I guess I forgive my mom. How about that? Let's go. I forgive my mom
Okay, I forgive my mom
for I want to say for using me as the only way to make her happy now,
as the only way to make her happy now,
and not any of my other siblings.
and not any of my other siblings.
Yeah, right. How about I forgive my siblings
I forgive my siblings
for not trying harder
for not trying harder.
to
Yes, go with this.
to do for not trying harder to help me
For not trying harder to help me
fulfill the purpose of helping my mom.
fulfill the purpose of helping my mom.
Yeah, right. I I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
for believing my siblings have to change
that my siblings have to
and
change
help
and help
before I can let go
before I can let go
of the guilt I feel
of the guilt I feel
um, not making my mom happy.
not making my mom happy.
Right. Yeah, I forget. I give. How about I give my siblings permission to forgive me
I give my siblings permission to forgive me
for blaming them
for blaming them
when they don't try harder
when they don't try harder
to make mom happy.
to make mom happy.
Yeah, for blaming them for my sadness or failure
For blaming them for my sadness or failure
when my mom's not happy.
when my mom's not happy.
Right.
I have to pop in here. I have an
For sure.
insight. So here's what I think about the reason your mom like circles around you is because her thoughts about this pregnancy were there's no purpose for us to have another baby. She removed you from purpose.
Oh, there you go.
Nobody else sees you in your whole family. Nobody sees you as having any purpose except to now do whatever, make her happy, to change the conflict that was created when you were born and somehow resolve it so that you can be blessed with a purpose too. It's like everybody's got a purpose but you. And I feel like your mom had the thought, there's no purpose. Yeah. What is the point of a fourth child? This child has no purpose. Like the others I have given a purpose, but this one has no purpose. So I would say I forgive my mom for blessing my siblings with a purpose.
I forgive myself for blessing my siblings.
My mom.
I forgive my mom for blessing my siblings with a purpose.
But running out of purposes to give me.
Is to give me.
And then trying to make us equal by making me making my purpose being her care provider.
And then trying to make us equal by making my purpose being her care provider.
Right. Yeah. And then
yeah. Yeah, because it's not necessarily that they're not trying. It's like they don't have that. That's not their job. Like,
no, they were given a purpose. You weren't. But they know that you were given the only purpose she could think of because she gave up on purposes at that point for kids. So you're like waiting on her hand and foot in hopes that she will finally hand you a better purpose. And it's like you're stuck because I can't choose something else because it's got to come from her because she has somehow blessed these children as having the ability to have a purpose, but not me.
How about I forgive my mom.
I forgive my mom
for not blessing me with a purpose like she did my siblings.
For not blessing me with a purpose like she did my siblings.
Yeah, and then greed. I want to say, I forgive my siblings
I forgive my siblings
for believing the only way to make mom happy
for believing that the only way to make mom happy
is to honor the purpose she stapled on you. She
is to
stapled
honor the purpose that she stapled on me.
that I'm the one who takes care of her needs as a sibling.
I am the one that takes care of her needs as a sibling.
So nobody ever intervenes because mom gave me that she only gave me that purpose.
No one intervenes because mom gave me that purpose.
Yeah, so I give my siblings permission
Give my siblings permission
to wow. Ugh.
oof,
To accept.
to accept
God gave me purpose.
that God gave me purpose.
And it supersedes the purpose
It supersedes the purpose
that our mother has assigned to only me.
that our mother has assigned to only me.
And I give my siblings permission
And I give my siblings permission
to intervene
to intervene
on my mom's decision to make this my purpose.
on my mom's decision to make this my purpose.
Yeah, I give them permission to accept.
I give them permission to accept
This is not my purpose.
that this is not my purpose.
It has never been my purpose.
It has never been my purpose.
And right. And yeah, our mother is all of our responsibilities when she's aged.
Our mother is all of our responsibilities when she has aged.
And we can each carry our own God-given purpose.
And we can each carry our own God-given purpose
that will go long beyond the time she's gone.
that will go long beyond the time that she is gone.
Yeah, without saddling one of us with all the responsibility to care for her.
Without saddling one of us with all of the responsibility to care for her.
Yeah, it's not my purpose, gang.
It's not my purpose.
I have a higher purpose.
I have a higher purpose.
Caring for mom is our family responsibility.
Caring for mom is our family responsibility.
And I give you permission.
And I give you permission
to be a part of that responsibility.
To be a part of that responsibility.
Without insulting mom and some purpose assignment she stuck on me.
Without insulting mom and assigning some purpose that she assigned to me.
Yeah, that is not a purpose.
That is not a purpose.
And then breathe. Oh, that feels good.
Oh, that was a big one.
Woo. Woo.
All right.
So you got it straight. There's responsibility and there's purpose. And in your family, they all think because your mom didn't have a purpose for you, so she pulled one out of her butt and said, here's yours.
Yeah.
And don't you feel like a mighty fine child now that I've given you a purpose? Look at everybody. This is the purpose that Patty has. And they do not interrupt that purpose because they don't want to upset her.
Oh, no.
What you need to own is taking care of mom is not my purpose in life. It is a family responsibility that we all share.
Yeah. But it's also that responsibility isn't like to make her happy either. It's just caring for her.
Right. It is to be responsible adult children with an aged parent, yes. And so you have to you have to start you even saying to your mom, mom, I've got to share this responsibility with everybody.
Uh-huh.
The responsibility of, helping you get along in your aged years, right?
Yes.
So all of a sudden you change it so it's not your purpose anymore.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yet there's no guilt. And
Yes.
you can have a conversation with your siblings that makes sense, because I'm telling you, they're not helping. It's because everybody's twitchy about upsetting mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Well,
so
and this is what's coming up in my brain is I think because of, and it's probably a whole different session, that there's something from my mom's past that she has anger towards, that she feels like that is other people's responsibility to make her happy.
yeah.
And it was put on my dad,
Mhm.
and then it became passed on to me
Right.
when he died.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's like, happiness is overrated.
Yeah.
It's not about happiness. It's about love.
hmm
So
Mm.
yeah, and so yeah, I just think you really need to talk to your siblings about our family responsibility to mother. What does it look like for you, for you, for you?
Yes.
Because here's what I can do. I can't, I've got some purpose I'm moving forward with,
hmm
and I cannot be the only person who takes responsibility. And I want you to share in this.
hmm
And yeah, and I think they're going to be like, they're a little sketchy about it because they also notice she's never happy.
hmm
So it's like there's no reward to help her.
Right.
It's about, I'm being responsible out of my honor of God and family,
Yes. Yes.
instead of because she's going to be happy. I don't need that
Uh-huh.
anymore. I never
Yeah.
needed that.
No.
Right.
It would have been nice, but I accept.
It would have been nice.
It would have been
Right.
nice, but it's not going to happen. And I'm old enough to know it's no deal breaker. I can still take responsibility and be kind to my mother,
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
whether she likes it or not,
Yes.
and how she likes it or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So
I
that,
feel like my siblings will be responsive to that, but for some reason I feel like they need to actually hear it from me.
So yeah, that
yes,
might be.
yes, I agree. I totally agree.
I actually think they'll respond and they'll be like, "Oh,
We wondered if you were ever going to ask us, but she really likes it when you take care of her and you go, well, I know, but it's not possible for me to take the entire responsibility. I can't do it. And it isn't fair to all of you, and it's not fair to her.
Yes.
So we need to seriously talk about, like, she could live another 5-10 years. We don't know.
Right.
And so it's how we meet these needs. I can tell you the name of a book that will help a lot. It's called Being Mortal.
Being mortal. Okay.
Being Mortal.
I put it in
Set in
there.
the notes. Yeah.
Yeah, she put it in there. That book is about end of life decisions and care.
Fun.
And if you could even get all your siblings to read the book, which probably wouldn't happen, but your reading it will help you a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll help you. And if you could get your mom to read it, it would help too.
Okay.
So anyway,
Okay.
that's all I
Okay.
have. I should get off of here.
All
Sorry.
right. Well,
That was a lot.
Well, you can take the magnets down.
You got a little double team there.
Yeah.
No, that's
Let's
okay.
see.
That's
Where are we
that's
at?
good.
Let's see here. So thank you so much for being. Let me just check where we're at. 9, 8, 7,
I'm
6,
gonna grab my charging cord while you're looking.
3, sure. 0. 6, 7. We're moving. All right, so she's grabbing her charging cord, but we're about to finish up.
This was
I'm here.
so
Wait,
good.
Mom, wait.
You rocked it, Paige.
Okay, so we've got distress is down to a 3, elation is a 0, and then I mean you're like 6, 7 in stage of healing. Like we're moving into 7, so there is new opportunity. That's what it is. Change and opportunity that seemed unattainable before is happening. It is here.
Yes.
That's creation of new life. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording because I am gonna have to run very soon. But thank you so much, Patty. But we can keep chatting after this. Thank you for anybody who's watching.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yay.